safe to build a positive live chat experience for you and your viewers. Choose who can participate, set a delay. They're just helping you out, so we'll just say close. We're live.
Hey everyone, welcome to my live. I haven't been on in a while. This is Journey to Birth. I'm Midwife Sakina Oyuhuru, and I'm here with my best friend Denise. Hey Denise. Hey Sakina. Hello. So she came to visit me this weekend, and we just thought it'd be a great idea to get on and talk about our friendship. Because friendship and sisterhood means a lot to me, my program, my practice, and so we wanted to talk about our friendship and our sisterhood, and maybe inspire and encourage people that learn about our journey.
And it has been a journey, but a wonderful one. We've had a few ups and downs, but we've recovered because we're mature women and we realize our friendship is more important than any little hiccup that we have in the friendship. We met each other when we were 17. Mm-hmm. She doesn't, I don't mind saying my age, but
yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
I don't mind saying my age either,
okay.
But they don't have to know. I'm a woman of a certain age. That's all.
Yeah. So we met when we were teenagers in in high school, and we were in our junior year. I came up to her. I had been admiring her from afar, but we weren't in the same social circle. I was kind of a loner. I did have some people I hung out with. So one of our classes we had together, and I came up to her after the class and said, I really like the way you dress. I really like your style. And she's like, oh, really? Thank you. And after that, it was pretty much very easy for us. She started inviting me to hang out with her. We both are from Manhattan. I lived in Harlem. She lived on, y'all called it the Lower East Side?
LES. Mm-hmm.
The Lower East Side, near Delancey Street.
New York City.
Mm-hmm. And I was in Harlem. And it just was natural. We just started hanging out, and she just was receptive to my overture of friendship. And I would go to her neighborhood, and she would go to mine. We both liked to dance. And of course, we would talk about our boyfriends and things like that, and give each other advice about everything.
All the things that
everything
girls do, friendships, mm-hmm. All the nuances of friendship. And, I think it's, what am I trying to say? An honor. It's to be able to say you've been in friendship for the number of years that we have been friends for. And that's 40?
46.
Oh, okay. So,
46 years of friendship.
Decades.
Yeah.
Math. Be mathing, right? For those people that know. Ooh, look, did you hit it or I did? 4 decades.
Yeah, 4 decades of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And to witness each other's evolution, transformation, and affirming each other in the decisions that we made. Remember when you used to say such and such and such and such, and I really didn't get it, but I accepted what you said, and now to see how it's playing out in our lives 4 decades later is amazing.
Yeah.
And letting each other know that, you started talking about this and doing this in your 20s and 30s, like midwifery. Mm-hmm. When she went to Howard initially, university, I stayed in New York, went to a college in New York, and then she came back and finished up her degree at City College, and then she became a physician's assistant and working in a birthing center. Birth has always been her passion. And I was like, well, how you know what you want to do at 20? But she always knew. Mm-hmm. Medical profession.
Yeah, and I think that was like a spiritual calling. I think it is my purpose in life to connect with women, guide, and support them during one of the most monumental events in a person's life, which is giving birth. Now, we all give birth to different things. And, some people say, well, I've never given birth to a baby.
Me.
But you have given birth to other things in your life, and you are a mother to someone, something, an auntie, you are a daughter. So you always are mothering something. So, to say that you're not a mom to me is like, how can you not? Because
Right.
you are always birthing something and you're always mothering someone or something. And
Yeah.
so we've birthed many projects, many entrepreneurial, right? Endeavors, many. And so we've seen each other prosper, we've seen each other fail. But the most important thing is sharing this connection, this friendship, this relationship that has evolved over, as she said, 4 decades. And we definitely had our valleys, right? Our
Yeah.
lows and our highs. And the wonderful thing is that we were able to get through them. And that to me speaks to true friendship. When you go through a hard place or a challenging place, but you find your way back. And it might take 3 months, 6 months, a year. And I think
We had a year.
as long as a year.
Yeah.
And actually, our last encounter, I extended the olive branch.
she
I
did.
literally
Showed up at my door.
traveled to Georgia and knocked on her door to mend our friendship.
Yeah.
Because I realized that I valued all of, the jewels, all of the experiences, all of the love and the joy. And that to me superseded any, hard feelings. So it takes time to get to that place.
It does.
But, true friendships are hard to come by.
Right. So we have some people who are like Cecilia Chavez. Hey, Cecilia. And this color.
Oh, how long do you work out?
Like we not.
Yeah, we do work out every day. I do something.
Yeah. I do 50 squats, sit-ups, and push-ups a day, and I don't do them all at the same time. I do 10 at 10 a.m., 10 at 12, 10 at 2, 10 at 4, and 10 at...
Colon want to say, why are you talking too much?
Well, who are you? Okay. I'm a guest on her channel, so why are you talking too much? So maybe, are you a man or a woman? If you sound like a man.
Why are you talking so much? Oh my God. All right. Well,
this is about sisterhood with this. That must be a man. We can ignore him.
Yeah, well, whatever. This is a live and we're supposed to talk. That's why we're on. We're talking.
But why are you here? This is about sisterhood. That's the subject. Sisterhood.
Yeah, he can get off.
Yeah,
or she can get off, or he can get off,
off,
or they can get off, or whatever you want to do. But we gonna keep talking. Anyway,
Yes.
Yeah, so my focus is yoga, breathing, manifestation, and really not allowing those kinds of encounters to impact how I feel, my outlook. Of course, it takes work to do that, but every day is a day closer to getting better at not allowing those kind of negative encounters impact my well-being emotionally and mentally. So it's like you're live, you are supposed to talk, you are supposed to speak, you are supposed to share. We don't share enough. We don't talk enough about our birth stories, our encounters, our life. Part of that helps us heal. So that speaks to that person's immaturity and misunderstanding about it. But
they got smiley faces.
well, thank you for sharing. It inspired us to speak a little bit more about that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So again, this is Sakina Oyehuruna here with my best friend Denise, and we're just here talking about our friendship and how we managed to maintain that sisterhood over time.
Yeah.
She actually has witnessed me give, birth. She's been, encouraging me throughout my whole life process on different projects and different endeavors. And I, of course, have
encouraged me and reminding me of who I am. Because sometimes, a lot of times, society, especially as Black women and Black mature women, we're given the message outright and subliminally that we're not good enough because of We can talk about colorism, texturism, featureism, bodyism, whatever ism, ageism. You know, like if you're in a certain age group and you're black and you've never been married and you look a certain kind of way, you're washed up. And I say, I have a channel on YouTube called The Hypergamous Journey. And I talk about my dating experience at this mature age. But if a man is coming up to you and asking your name or giving you a compliment, he wants you. And so don't ever get it twisted. If he's asking you about your name or showing interest in you, he likes what he sees. And then we go from there. So we have, do you both work? That's human nature. Nobody's perfect. Exactly. Is it Cullen? If you could give a phonetic pronunciation, because we like to do right by you since you were so apologetic. Do you both work? I retired April 1st of this year, so I'll have a YouTube channel that I work. That's all I do is my YouTube channel. I decided that I had enough of working because I was too masculine and I'm tired of working for other people, and that's what I decided.
And tell them the name of your channel.
My name of my YouTube channel is The Hypergamous Journey, HYPERGAMOUS Journey. And hypergamy is the natural desire of women to date and or marry someone of a higher financial level than them or social level. But it's usually about finances and things of that nature. And I believe that women should mate and marry, if that's their choice, with men who are on their same financial level or above. That's my passion.
And why did you start that channel?
I started that channel because of my own dating experiences that were negative and trying, and I felt like there were other women in my age group who would benefit from me sharing my dating experiences and how I have grown and changed from being an independent black woman to a more softer, feminine, willing to follow the lead of a man who has more than I have. I'm not willing to follow the lead of a man who has less than me. So yeah, I just wanted to share it. Like, it can be done. It takes patience and belief in yourself and the creator.
Yeah, I'm proud of you starting that channel because there's lots of interest in relationship and how to navigate that space when you are a mature woman. So I think it's a good idea that you've done that. But answering your question, and do I work? Yeah, I work for myself. I actually have a practice. I am a practicing midwife. So I help expectant mothers, people, couples have the most joy-filled, celebratory, sacred, dignified, respectful pregnancy, labor, birth journey.
Yes.
And I also have I founded a CPM midwifery training program, a certified professional midwife training program, which started in December of 2020. And yeah, we've since graduated 6 graduates. And so I'm very proud of birthing that program. And so a lot of my focus is around that midwifery training program.
Okay, so Colorland said, is it wrong to be single at age 41? It's not wrong to be single at age 41. It's about your mindset. Do you feel it's wrong to be single at 41? I don't. I'm single and I'm in my 60s. So, but the question becomes, how do you feel about it? It's no right or wrong. I'm waiting for the right man. If I have to be 71 and waiting, I'm going to wait.
Or is it a question of right and wrong?
Oh,
and why would it be a question of right and wrong?
Yes, are you both single?
Is it more or less a question of where you want to be and what feels the most comfortable for you? Some people do not believe in the matrimony of marriage. Some people believe that's a European-based process and it doesn't sit well in their spirit or their life experience or how they're living their life. And they feel more comfortable creating the relationships that bring more value to them than, based in this European conceived process. So, it's really what feels the most comfortable for you, whether you want to be married, whether you want to be single. It's a personal decision.
For me, it's marriage. She and I, we talk about this all the time. For me, it's marriage. And I don't feel like she judges me based on what I want. I hope she doesn't feel like I judge her based on what she wants, and she can share or not share what she's doing. But for me, it's marriage.
When I do feel like she judges me, I tell her.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because sometimes I feel judged or criticized, and then we try and process that information.
Yeah. And it's not my intention to make her feel judged, because I have been a judgy person. That has been a large part of my personality when we were younger. And she would tell me, I feel like you're not supporting me, and then I'll be crying because I think I'm trying to support her. She's like, well, I don't feel supported, and she crying because I ain't supporting her. But we've gotten way past that. But those were in the early days when we were like trying to find ourselves and stuff like that. But it brought us closer. It didn't tear us apart. It brought us closer. So I am looking for marriage because that makes me feel more secure in this European model of family and marriage. I don't have any children. I've never been married. So I want that experience for myself. And so I'm single. She called her hand and she says, are we single? Nice to hear from you and get to know you better. Hearts, thank you. Will you date someone at age 41 that lives in another continent?
And that is directed to her?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's a general question.
Yeah, it could be a general question. So would you?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to speak on a couple of things in terms of our relationship and judgment and criticism. Sometimes we've been socialized to show up in a certain way, and we don't know that, or we don't understand that it's okay to take a different disposition or to agree to disagree. Someone might be living a lifestyle that's totally contrary to yours. And so, I think the most mature response is to understand and learn more about why that person made that decision about their life, be it religion, culture, eating differences, preferences, and find a comfortable spot to continue that relationship despite the decisions that might not necessarily agree with how you might make that decision, like marriage or religion or political affiliation, or gender preference. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about judgment and criticism. And a lot of it is based in our own lived experience, how we've been socialized to believe, religion, etc. Cultural, and community socialization. So in terms of dating someone outside I would be open to that, but I'm in a relationship. And I have been married before. So I've been married, twice. So I can speak from those different, experiences. And not to say that I wouldn't get married again, but it would definitely be a more creative marriage or understanding. But I might still become married in terms of a marriage license. Because I do agree with her that there are some benefits, because that's the society we live in. And in this society, being married gives you some credibility, right? And some venues that you walk into, if you're married, it's like some validation of some sort. And I know the younger generation might not agree with me, but,
Well, I can say one thing. The law in America is the following. You stay married for 10 years, you get your husband's Social Security check if he's higher. Okay? That's one thing. Number two, when you file taxes and it's together, federal 1040 taxes, and you're married filing, together, you get twice the amount of exemptions and deductions you do as a single person. So those are two benefits. When there's a divorce and your husband is making more than you, more than likely you're going to get at least 20 to 30% of his assets. At least. Now,
if
it,
change this because
yeah.
the sun is back or forward. What do you think?
I don't know.
If we go like this,
It's in our face.
I know, but they can see us better.
Okay. So those are three things right there. It's what the law says. So, women who, and unless you having a baby outside of marriage with a very rich NBA celebrity kind of dude, your life is not set up. That's why those women get with those men who are high earning and have them and crank out them babies
And then
3 and 4, 5 at a time. And then the man go off and do whatever he wants to do, and she get tired of waiting on him and everything. She done set up her life 18 years time full.
Yeah, she's set for life.
She's set for life. And if she's managing her money well, she doesn't have to worry about another thing her entire life. She can set up some generational wealth. Will y'all date someone so me, I don't think I could date in another country, but I'm always open. That's the thing.
Just
Just be
high
open.
earnings.
Based on high earnings or go for love. Okay, will you pick a buy based on high earnings or go for love?
That's a topic for your
High
thing,
earnings or
but-
go for love. I feel like, and I've had this personal experience, if you have a man who makes more than you, because high earnings is relative, right? If you have a man who has high earnings and he can do more for you than you can do for yourself, I think love is a natural manifestation of that. And it's not just because of his money, but he becomes more generous. He lets you are allowed to rest in your femininity, as they say, dress up more.
And you learn to love because of that.
Yeah.
You can learn to love
Love,
because
right.
someone is treating you
so beautifully.
and you're feeling more comfortable
Right.
and you're able to live your life more comfortably. You could learn to love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we've been socialized to think the opposite of what you're saying.
Right.
We've been socialized to think you have to find someone, fall in love with them, and then you get married. But in other countries, it's not always based in love.
It's not. I mean, the biggest thing that I studied was...
It's based in class sometimes.
Right. Class is Hinduism, because I studied a little bit of Hinduism in college. And, they still arrange marriages, and, they arrange when the children are like born or in the mother's womb still, and grow up and arrange it. And these relationships...
They have a lower divorce rate too.
They
those
do
arranged
have a lower,
marriages.
the arranged marriage has, and they grow in love, and they fall. They said it takes 10 years to really fall in love. Well, you pick a guy based on your earnings, okay? So me, he has to have what I have. So that's the bar for me right there. He has to have what I have or more, and I don't have a whole lot. So I feel like that bar is pretty obtainable for any man of any culture, really. She can attest to it. So it's real easy for me. Now, if you're a 6-figure earning woman, the bar might be a little high. So you have to, for women like that, my advice is this. Ask yourself, when you meet somebody that you might really be interested in, can you live at his level? Are you willing to contribute to your lifestyle? And if that's the question I ask myself, because he's going to have at least what I have. Can I live at his lifestyle?
Right.
If I can't, I'm not really going to pursue that.
What if your man is what?
What if your man is broke? Will you leave him or make up with him? Things happen. So it's like, I'm not going to get with a broke man from the jump street. I'm not going to do that.
Well, to me, I think you're thinking of someone who's already in a relationship. Maybe. I don't know if that question
That's
is.
what I think it is.
Because
Will you
for
leave
me
him or
is
make up with him?
foundationally, what are you rooted in?
Oh, they said I'm Hindu, by the way.
Oh.
Wonderful. You can clarify.
But the last question for me to respond to is, what are you rooted in? So foundationally, how strong is your relationship? Because you will have curveballs, you will have challenges, and finances might be one of them, or someone might have a challenge that, their partner's parents have to live with them, and they don't really want that. Or another challenge is they become disabled physically. It's not always he broke, should you leave him? How about he's physically disabled, or he's no longer able to sexually, perform. So those are challenges too. And so to me, it's like, what is your relationship rooted in? And how can you get past those hard places? And do you? Because you always have the option of opting out. I don't care if you're married.
Yeah.
You know, you still have that. Whether you exercise those rights or not is your choice, you know?
I mean, does money make you stick with him? Some women stick with their partners because they have a lifestyle that they like and they make an agreement. Do what you want to do, just respect us and the children. And then others, you know, they're like, I'm out. I can't take it anymore. That's an individual decision for each person. And like Sakina said, it's like, what is your relationship rooted in?
Yeah, foundationally.
Yeah, foundationally. Because people, I've been broke twice. Bankruptcy, didn't know where I was going to live, but I wasn't exactly homeless, but I was close to it. But it was just me. And and you know, she was there for me and my family was there, but it was rough. Now, if I had been in a relationship, maybe we could have weathered that, maybe not. But it depends.
I mean, does money make you stick with him? Well, I'm in a relationship and it's not even about that. So, you know, it's like not about the finances, you know, it's about love. For me, it's love. And just the longevity of our relationship. We've been together a long time. And so we've been through a hell and a high water. And so I know without a doubt that he's in my corner and I'm in his. But we've had some horrific challenges. And so we've been able to weather that storm. So.
And when I meet my special someone, I have experience and wisdom in her to say, you know, that's not important. You know, what is important is we say, what are our deal breakers?
Yeah, non-negotiable.
Right.
We both
like, what's your non-negotiable? And you got to know that,
know that.
the back of
Back of
your
your
hand. It's like, I'm not putting up with that, and I'm out.
And it could be something small as cigarette smoking.
Right. No cigarette smoking.
For you, it's like, what are they? You know, what is something that you could not live with for the rest of your life?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you said
A liar, or, you know,
right,
or someone that's abusive, or
right.
someone that demeans you, you know, that diminishes who you are as a woman or as a person or whatever, because you're black or whatever, you know, diminishing you, or because of your what am I trying to say? What do you do for a living? Because
yeah, some people was like, I'm not dealing with
a waitress,
or
a dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So each woman has
stepping on your foot.
Each woman has to decide what she is willing.
And man.
Yeah.
Not just woman.
Well,
or person.
Right. You have to decide what you're willing to put up with, and write it down, and stick it all over your house if necessary, because you need to be able to be processing it as you date and as you live your life. And at the same time, be open to meeting people of different races, colors, cultures, just meeting, because people ask me, when you're like, will you date somebody outside of your race if he treats me right? Because that's what the bottom line is. It's like, do you have what I have? And how do I feel? How do you treat me? And most women can say, and men, you just want to be loved and treated right, with respect, dignity, and all of that.
Yeah, so we came on this Sunday afternoon to talk a little bit about our relationship, our friendship, and the longevity of it, and how we were able to weather the storm and what keeps us connected to our sisterhood.
Yeah.
You know, it is love, it is joy, it's understanding.
Acceptance. Acceptance.
And just being able to depend on her to be there when you're during the good times and the bad times. Yeah.
Oh, and I just want to share this. Remember how we made this agreement many, many years ago? We made an agreement many, many years ago.
I do remember that. Yeah. It was a piece of paper.
A piece of paper? What you talking about?
You did. You wrote stuff out you wanted me to check off. She
what?
don't remember stuff and I don't remember stuff. What you talking about?
Well, you don't know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I thought you said about our friendship. We made an agreement.
Yeah, we did make an agreement, but on this particular thing.
Okay.
Like, because we when we grew up, we were in the same state and city and stuff, and then she moved to Howard, and so we've always kind of lived apart when we graduated college. And so what we agreed to do was one time she called me, and I couldn't get to her like right away, and she said she really needed to talk to me. So I said, okay, so this is going to be the agreement. When you really need to talk to me, I need you to say or leave a message. I really need to talk to you. Call me back as soon as you can. Something that will give me the urgency that she wanted to communicate with me. And so that's how we agreed to do with each other. Other than that, we can talk when we can and stuff like that. But if it's an emergency where she really needs to, discuss it with me, that's what she says. And I say the same thing. So I just wanted to share that because I think it's important when you have your bestie who's in another state with another life, and we're just living our lives, but to be there for each other by actually communicating. I really need to talk to you. Call me when you can.
Right, and a lot of times when we're on the phone together, I get really busy, and I'm asking her to hold on a lot. And she, now she's always understood, but there is an understanding, and I feel bad about it, but I get calls coming, I'm like, I'll call you back. So, that she understands that is so important to me. And I do call her back.
Yeah, we make sure we call each other back. And we say, I'll call you back. Call back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the friendship doesn't fizzle away and we lose our connection over, really trivial things that don't need to fizzle the relationship.
Right. And that, motto, don't sweat the small stuff.
Yes.
It's really applicable. In friendships. It's like those things are not so important. Allow that person to have their space and to do what they want to do, because we all are creatures of habit. There are things that I prefer, there are things that she prefers. It's like respect that person's space and their, commitment or desire to whatever, to want to have Starbucks or to not eat steak, or it's like, don't, take it personal when someone makes those kind of decisions, because you have your nuances and idiosyncrasies that person is accepting as well. It's like it's a give and take on both sides.
Yeah.
And I know that you mentioned something, we're not even going to address that you said. We're not going to address the last question. I mean, the prior question. I don't know what that one is saying. Nope, we're not going to address that.
We're talking about sisterhood, Colorland. We're talking about sisterhood. Give us some questions about sisterhood, long-term friendships. It could even be, men if you're in there. We're just talking about how to maintain your sisterhood. I mean, we I've seen children. She's birthed a son, so it's children. Grandchildren are now graduating high school. So I've witnessed her become a mom, a grandmother, and probably in 10 years or less, she'll be a great grandmother.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, so
I'm still a grandma. Wait a minute.
Okay, yeah, grandma.
But we have, those are monumental moments, and she's been at my side, supporting me every step of the way. So honor and cherish those friendships that, you've created with someone, and, again, just look at all of the positives. There are going to be negatives. There are going to be hard places, but look at all the things that bring you joy and enhance your life and your relationship. And, I think value those more. And if they outweigh the negatives, try and retain, nurture, and honor that friendship.
And also know when to, cut your losses with folk too. Y'all have heard of that term frenemy. I've met so many frenemies. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, that's what you're hitting that.
Oh,
thing.
sorry.
Don't be
biased on your culture. Yeah, that's for everybody.
Yeah, that's everyone.
Don't be biased.
I don't understand what that means.
Yeah. What's the context of it? Because we're about positivity right here.
Right.
And she's a positive person. I'm a positive person. So, yeah.
Not answering that question has nothing to do with who you are and where you come from.
Yeah.
but we're speaking from our own culture and perspective about friendship.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. And so that's how we know how to be, just like you know how to be. You've been socialized in a certain kind of way. And so we're speaking from that perspective, not to demean or diminish any other culture, because I don't think we've spoken against anybody's culture right now or anyone who looks different from us. So,
Because when you really look at it, we are all the same inside. You know, we all bleed red blood. We all have the same bodily functions and organs. You know, the Creator just made us different on the outside, and all women have the same bodily functions and organs, and all men. And we want the best for each other, for our family, for our children, our relatives. We all want love and acceptance. We are so much more 100% alike than different. We're just always looking for something different.
yeah. I think a lot of women are judged because they are single.
Yes.
Because your last statement right now is speaking to that.
You're single.
How long are you going to be single? As if you need to change that right now, girl.
I don't know how long I'm gonna be single, but it's okay because it's a journey. That's why my channel is called The Hypergamous Journey, because it is. When you get married, it don't end. You're on a different journey on how to incorporate and be pleasant and happy in partnership with someone, romantic partnership with someone.
Which is another, journey, a challenge. You have
Yeah.
to figure out how to not sweat the small stuff. It's like, what's the bigger picture? What are you benefiting from? How are you both benefiting? Are you growing in this relationship? Are you healing? Do you complement, encourage each other? And so you have to constantly work on that, nurturing your relationship with your partner, your mate, be it a woman or a man.
Right.
So that's work. It doesn't stop. It doesn't like, oh, what got you attracted to that person is the same thing that will keep you connected. So you have to constantly work on that.
And I got her as my mentor for that, okay? I got her for my mentor because she's always asking me, well, is that important? What's your non-negotiable?
Yeah. And I'm not trying to say that our relationship that we have hasn't gone through some hard places and bumps, and we parted and separated for moments at a time. But we managed to get back together because we realized that there was nothing else out there like him, and he realized there was nothing else like that like me.
And the lesson is that we all, uniquely made DNA-wise and stuff like that. But even in terms of how we relate to our partners or new people, you may really vibe with one person, and then you don't really vibe with another, or you vibe with them only in a particular area, whether it's a romantic friendship or partnership. What you laughing at? Your friend is married twice, but she never gives you a chance to meet anyone or interrupt you to get to know
It's
people.
me. That's preventing you from getting married. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
I don't allow you to go on dates or meet anybody.
No, you don't, do you?
I keep interrupting you when you're with someone. That's the reason.
Oh, Lord have mercy. We love you, Colorland. We do. But you sound like a man, okay? But you said you don't even say who you are if you're a man or woman, but you sound like a man. But anyway, it's okay. It's quite all right. Yeah, she doesn't allow me to do anything. But see, what I want to address, I want to flip this around with what he said. Women associate with people who are where you want to be. She is where I want to be. So if I have a problem or I have a discussion, we'll talk about it. It's like, I like him but this, or I like him but that. She can give me her perspective. I don't have to do what she says, but I do have a different perspective from my own. If I were you, she said, if I were you, if it was me, this is what I would do. But because I know you, then she might give me another perspective.
Yeah. I think he was responding like that, or whoever is responding like that, because I said we're not going to address that.
Oh, yeah.
She can address it if she wants to. Okay, go ahead.
You address what?
That question back there, let me just say it, which is not what this live is about. We're not on a dating app. app trying to get somebody to date us. He wanted to know whether you were going to come to his country and date him or something, or go on a date with him. Can you meet him?
Hell no.
That's why I said we wasn't going to address it. Now you got it.
Hell no, I'm not doing that.
I'm not interrupting to prevent her from meeting you.
No, dude, I don't do that. You know, you got to be here in America.
That ain't me, see?
You got to be in America, because I'm not going to some other country and I can't get back. Are you crazy? Lots of people are dying to get here to America, and I'm already here. And too bad we're not trying to get someplace else, because life can be better someplace else. I realize that, but I haven't met him. And you know, I'll know when I need to go to another country, because I believe in God and I believe in my intuitive knowing, my intuition, that I need to get up out of here.
But it won't be through this live.
Exactly.
Kalani. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's a man, really.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what gender.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And she can stand on her own 2 feet. She has a strong will, strong mind. She's intellectual. She's an independent thinker. She doesn't need me to make the decisions about who she's going to date and who she's not going to meet.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and we don't cock block. I guess that's what the guys say. We don't block each other like that. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, remember the guy that liked me? Mm-hmm. We never went on a date or anything. And then he was dancing with me. I don't know if you remember this in Central Park. And then he said, you know, I like your friend. I said, go ahead and talk to her. Yeah. I wasn't going to block that. I said, go on. What am I going to do about that? Yeah. But then you was like, hell no. Somebody that liked you and now they like me.
Yeah, I said that. And you know, she said, you know, it's cool. We didn't go on a date. You know, she told me, you know, the context and everything. Right. I was like, but he saw you first. You're who he liked. I'm second. Hell no. I don't want that.
You said second
best or something like that. I want a man who wants me first.
He wants to know, can you talk on WhatsApp?
Hell no. WhatsApp can't be tracked internationally. So I'm not talking to nobody on WhatsApp. I got FaceTime on an Apple phone, and that's how I talk to international men.
You can talk to her on her Hypergamous YouTube channel. Yeah. Talk to her on that one.
So we talking about sisterhood. I think we're gonna have to ignore him. You know, whatever he put down there, just ignore his butt. But we talking about sisterhood. Mm-hmm. But you know, I get, you know, it's about dating because that's my channel. But she's not gonna tell me, you know, don't date that person. She will give me her perspective because I respect her perspective, but it's my decision to make. And we all need somebody we can bounce things off of because she can see things I can't see. And I'm like, oh yeah, I never even thought of that.
And that's why we incorporate the sisterhood, sacred sister circle in our program, A Woman's Way Warrior Midwife Training Program. Because it's really important as student midwives, as I want to say accomplished or graduate midwives, to nurture, foster, and create these relationships. Yeah. Because too often midwives practice within a silo, and you know, this work is so challenging emotionally and mentally. It's really important to create a support circle, a supportive sisterhood or supportive sisterhood circle where you can decompress, vent, share. You know, it's so important to be supported because this work takes a lot from you emotionally, and it takes a lot from you, just a lot from all those parts of who you are in your life. So that's why we came on here to talk about sisterhood and building those relationships. So we talk a lot about that in our program. And if you want to find out more about A Woman's Way Warrior Midwife Training Program, you can go to the website, A Woman's Way Warrior Midwife Training, and I'll spell it AWOM like Mary, B like boy, M like Mary, ANSY. I mean WAY. But if you look on this channel, you can see the spelling. A Woman's Way Warrior Midwife Training. A Woman's Way is spelled like womb, WOMBMANS, WAY. But so if you want to learn more about our program, how to apply, what is the curriculum, go to our website. Or you can ask some questions right now. I'll be happy to address them.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good program. You know, as friends, since we were in high school, I've watched her and witnessed her birth many things. And this is really, really monumental in her career to have a school to train midwives, and the first class to graduate was a few months ago, right?
Yeah, we had one person graduate in 2023, and then we
Okay.
had 6 others graduate in 2024.
Yes.
And now we currently have 10 enrollees, but they won't be graduating until 2026.
Yes, and this is really monumental because we're talking about an African American midwifery school
Yes.
with online course training that's recognized, that the graduates can sit for the state
Boards.
Boards.
Right. The NARM
Yeah.
state board. The NARM exam, which qualifies them to acquire the acronym CPM behind their name, Certified Professional Midwife, if they, of course, pass the exam. And that acronym or credentials is recognized in 36 states. So this course, offers the core competencies so that you can be qualified through the PEP process right now. We are on, I want to say, the path to becoming MEEC accredited, which is a little easier, and hopefully we'll have that by 2025, 2026. And so our enrollees or students will have an easier pathway to qualify to sit for the NARM board exam. So but if you want to learn more about that, stay tuned to our website and this channel, because we're going to be offering more webinars on the pathway to midwifery. And because right now there are about 3 different pathways to midwifery, and a lot of people are confused. They're like, oh my God, am I going to become a CPM, a CNM, a CM, or traditional midwife? So we're going to talk a little bit about what do you need to become a traditional midwife? What do you need to become a certified professional midwife, which is the training program we offer? What do you need to become a certified nurse midwife, CNM or CM? So we're going to offer that webinar in October, and it will be online. We'd love to offer it in person, but we may probably do both. You can say it out loud. We online.
Okay.
No whispering here.
So I didn't want to overstep my bounds.
No, go ahead, girl.
Okay.
This is a lot.
Okay. And so we were strategizing about a new program.
We're doing strategic planning.
Right. That's what best friends do. You help with the strategic planning.
Strategic planner.
About
consultant.
Yes, about creating and launching the doula training program.
Very good. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, doula training program. So stay tuned for that.
Yes, absolutely.
And you want to say how that's different from?
Yeah, we're going to be launching that very soon. I believe we should probably have our first class, I want to say either January or February of 2025. And we'll be announcing it on all of our social media platforms. So the first class will take place probably in January of 2025, and we're going to be accepting applications shortly. We will post it on the website as well as our social media platforms, which are A Woman's Way, AWWMBMANS, or Gentle Spirit Birth, and of course our YouTube channel, which is here. And so we will give you the website where you can register and tell you all about the course, what to expect, and we'll be offering that throughout the year. But the first class will launch in January of 2025, and we'll be accepting applications very shortly. And so watch out, because we're only going to accept about 10 applicants. So be sure to register immediately. Well, thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah.
Right? A Woman's Way doula training program coming your way.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Strategist. Consultant.
yes.
But yeah, this has been wonderful, beautiful,
Yeah.
talking about our journey as friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, our sisterhood. It's been life altering.
Yeah.
Having someone in your corner is nothing like that. I can't begin to explain how it feels to have someone that's been in my life for this long. And it's truly an honor because it's hard. Friends, good friends are hard to come by, guys.
They are. They are. They are. And then when you get to our age, it just seems like, no, because we were experiencing difficulty finding, like moving to different cities and places and creating friendship or new friendship. I noticed that it was a little bit rough for me in my 50s.
That's true.
It just really, and both of us, we have very similar temperament too, so that helps us get along. And we like Rodney King. Can we all just get along? This is how we are, but we're friendly and just, it was hard getting new friends.
Yeah, it's easy to find a friend. It's hard to
keep them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy.
Good
to
friends.
Yes.
Because you're looking for authenticity. You're looking for someone to be genuine, to be transparent. And to also, I want to say, mirror your philosophy. Philosophically, it's important to me. Or someone who values the things that are important to you. And you, of course, value theirs. And so you complement one another and respect their space, wherever they are in life, or wherever they are with that particular
thing.
Yeah. You want to talk about those kind of things?
Like what? Give me an example.
Where are we different?
We eat differently.
Okay, that's a different
We
thing.
eat differently. I'm more of, based on my budget. I'm more. I was like I said, based on my budget. Based on my budget, and I'm retired, so I view the cost of things a little bit differently than she does because she's an entrepreneur, always has worked for herself pretty much. Now at this point, more of her life,
almost 30 years.
Yeah, more than she's been an employee.
Which I have been. But.
Yeah, she has been starting out, but I've been an employee all my life.
Right.
So I've always had a cap on what I could make because I decided many years ago, I guess when I graduated college, that I wasn't going to try to be nobody's executive because I didn't want to be stressed out like that. That was a deliberate decision. So my income at my choosing was capped. So how we see things in terms of purchases is different. But I accept that I'm not expecting her to come down to what I'm doing, and she's not expecting me to come up to what she's doing. But we have like this middle ground that we've been able to navigate, right?
Yeah, I mean, my relationship with money is a little bit different from hers. I want to say she's a little bit more structured, and I'm less. I'm like, if I want it, I'm gonna buy it. I'm not. What do you call it? Irresponsible.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy something that's not within my budget or in my bank account.
Right.
But my relationship with money is liberating to me. It's like, I love money, of course, and I love life. So it's like, get it. That's me. Yeah. It's like, you like that dress? Get it. Now, I'm not gonna say get a $1,000 dress,
right.
But.
Yeah, she's responsible. Yeah. She lives within her means. Yeah. I live within my means.
Yeah, we do.
And so she has had to give me some direction and guidance. She's like, well, Denise, you really don't spend on yourself like you should. You've worked for it. You've worked your whole life. So she provides me, because I can be like too structured. And I spend my money on, I think she said this recently. She said, you can tell what a person values by what they spend their money on.
Right.
And so for me, I like a nice place. So I spend my money on a nice place and less on clothes. Not to say that I look
and I don't. No, I'm only kidding. No, our places are really nice.
Yes. And so, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot on the outside of my house, like doing landscaping and doing that. Now I'll do it for the back porch where I will reside and spend my time. But you can come into my place. You're like, oh, she doesn't dress like the latest and the greatest fashion, but she has a really nice house. That's where I focus on.
Yeah, you focus on that area, and I love her. Her house is so beautiful, and I love my house, and I think my house is beautiful. I'm always getting compliments on it.
Right.
But I also like other things. So I like fashion and a nice car and nice shoes and jewelry, as you could see, jewelry, and I just like to invest in myself. Like I like to make myself feel good. Oh, by the way, I have a massage at 8. So asked for my man. He was like, you need a massage. So, speaking of relationships,
at 8 p.m.
Yeah, he did that.
You gotta go to the place,
no,
or they come here?
He scheduled a massage for me. Isn't that wonderful?
It is.
He treats me. He treats me with love. I love the way he treats me now. We grew to that though.
I know.
See, a friend would know. She knows the struggles I've been through, and so that's why sometimes it's better to not throw the baby out with the bath water. And that applies to this kind of friendship and
romantic.
Yes. It's like, well, how much did you invest in him? I say to some youngsters and they might say, I've been with him for 5 years and I'm tired of it. I'm like, okay, so you just prepared him for the next all that hard work, and then you see him married with another woman, and you're shocked. You're like, what the crap? You did all.
And he wouldn't marry her. He wouldn't marry her for whatever his reason is, but she molded him and shaped him and made him into a better man for the next woman. And as women, we have to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
That's true.
You have to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
I think that's a hard one for them. They just don't really.
It's individual.
Yeah.
It's so individual.
It is.
And it is so nuanced.
It is.
Because one woman's I've had enough is another woman's I haven't had enough.
Exactly. And who am I to tell you what
had
that
this,
is,
right?
Or when that is,
right?
Because we've seen people stay in relationships that was so unhealthy and traumatic for them and everyone, but they weren't ready to let go. They weren't ready, and so again, like that, like you said, to your point, nuances and temperament and timing and all of that is relevant.
No children. Yeah.
So true. Yeah. I'm just thinking of everything that we're going through.
I know.
Yeah, that is kind of applicable.
Yeah.
But then again, on the other side of that is sometimes people come into your life for, and I know it's cliche, a season, a reason, and forever. So maybe that person, you were put in that person's life, or he was put in, or whatever your gender preference is, for you to learn something.
It's
for you
always
to
a
do
lesson.
Something. For you to meet the next person.
Right.
It wasn't really that person. It was the next person.
Or next 2 or 3 person.
Right. Or the person
later.
that he or she knows.
Right.
Yeah, they're close.
Yeah.
But you're meeting that person to meet the person that they know. So sometimes just understanding it from that perspective helps you process and get over it. Get over the pain. Get over the heartache. Get over it faster. Understanding that perspective. From that perspective.
And taking account and being accountable, holding yourself accountable for your part in it.
You played in it. Because we all play a part. So taking responsibility also helps you heal and grow faster.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really shaky. This is great.
I think so.
Yeah. There's so much we could have talked about and so much we did talk about. But yeah. Wonderful. Well, I certainly hope that anyone who sees this will be enlightened or inspired or empowered to nurture what they already have or make a decision to extricate themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. And only you know on all points. What's best for you. And sometimes it just takes time, and you have to come up with a plan. You know. But one of the things that I would say is, don't make a move until you're absolutely sure. Because what you don't want to do is go back and forth constantly with the person.
And you're saying the romantic-ish one.
The romantic one. Because we teach people how to treat us regardless of this romantic or platonic. We do teach people how to treat us by what we tolerate and what we don't.
Okay, well, that could be applicable even in a platonic relationship or friendship. Yeah.
Period. Yeah.
So thank you for joining us. If you happen to come upon this live, we're hoping that you walk away with some inspiration regarding your own friendship and sacred sisterhoods that you may be nurturing and creating. But relationships are important for the human spirit.
Yes. We were not created to be alone.
And thank God for our friendship.
Yes. Hug. Ashe.
Thank you for joining us, and have a great evening. That X? Yeah.
You hit it.
Yeah, you did. Bye. Are you sure you want to stop streaming?
And
And here? Ooh, I can't